Real quick, here is our tactical briefing for today. We'll start by welcoming DMZ 1.0, then we'll drop into Hajin to see this crazy new living combat zone. After that, we're breaking down the brand new FOB economy, the truly terrifying MIA operator threat, and finally, we'll cover the endgame for both PvP and PvE.
All right, let's get right into it with Section 1. Welcome to DMZ 1.0 and the shift to a premium experience. So, we're moving from a free-to-play beta to a premium standalone mode. I know, a paid barrier to entry is a big deal, but honestly, it is absolutely necessary. Look, the free model was super accessible, sure, but it was completely plagued by cheaters who would just spin up a new free account the second they caught a ban. By making DMZ 1.0 a paid experience, Infinity Ward is finally establishing a secure playing field where your progression and your stakes actually matter. No more free account cheaters ruining the lobbies.
Moving on to Section 2, let's talk about our new map, Hajin, a living combat zone.
For our next deployment, we are dropping into Hajin. This is a massive, highly volatile exclusion zone right on the Korean peninsula, and it is packed with radioactive fallout, completely abandoned military installations, and some seriously high-tier military tech. But here's the kicker. Static, predictable maps are entirely a thing of the past. Hajin is quite literally a living combat zone. With the new dynamic environment system, you're going to face stuff like blinding rainstorms where visibility just drops to absolute zero. Imagine trying to win a firefight in that. Or even worse, shifting radiation fields that mutate mid-match and completely cut off your extraction routes.
And the environment isn't the only thing trying to kill you. The AI threat matrix has been completely weaponized. Instead of bots just magically spawning out of thin air, hostile forces now actively patrol the map in heavily armored convoys. So brainless bot farming? Yeah, that's completely over. They've added this new AI escalation meter, which is a dynamic threat system. If your squad goes loud and starts causing absolute chaos, the server threat level rises. Do that, and elite AI strike teams will actually deploy and hunt you across the map, using real tactical movement. You really have to think before you shoot now.
Next up, Section 3, the FOB economy. This is where things get really gritty. The most drastic evolution in the game actually happens between your matches. Remember those old passive weapon cooldown timers? Yeah, completely gone. Moving forward, the entire DMZ survival loop is strictly cash and loot driven. You're going to manage everything through a persistent, physical forward operating base, or FOB, that you actually upgrade over time. Inside this new FOB sits a physical 3D printer crafting station. You absolutely have to extract rare materials out of Hajin to literally print your own gear. We're talking plate carriers, self-revives, kill streaks, the whole shebang. And if you want to customize your weapons at the gunsmith, well, that's going to cost you your hard-earned in-game cash. Every single piece of gear you deploy with now has a very real, very painful price tag.
Which brings us to Section 4, and honestly, the climax of the game's new stakes. The MIA operator threat. To make the risk profile even crazier, they are introducing an MIA operator system. If your fully geared character dies in a raid, they don't just reset, they are captured. You now face two incredibly brutal choices. You either pay a massive in-game cash ransom to get them back, or you literally deploy into the next match with a backup squad for a physical map rescue. Just stop and think about how intense that rescue mission is going to be. Especially if a toxic enemy player squad is intentionally camping your captured operator just to wipe out your rescue team. Absolutely ruthless.
All right, finally, let's jump into Section 5, PvP and PvE endgame. Let's talk about how Infinity Ward is keeping this map balanced for everyone. To help you actually survive these massive AI threats and player encounters, they've introduced some deep, new tactical mechanics. We're talking a dedicated stealth system to evade those elite AI strike teams, actual tourniquets to stop heavy bleedouts in the middle of a firefight, and, this is huge, the ability to physically drag your downed teammates behind cover before reviving them. It's a real game changer for squad play.
And to solve the lack of an endgame, Infinity Ward created dual paths. For the PvE community, you've got the boss board. Defeating high-tier bosses lets you claim secure dog tag cases, which unlock permanent operator traits and completely secret 8-attachment masterwork weapons hidden around the map. But for you hunters out there, we have the bounty board. The more players you wipe or contracts you complete, the higher your global wanted bounty climbs on the server leaderboard. You will literally become a marked target on the tactical map for every single bounty hunter in the lobby looking for a massive payday. High risk, high reward. So, with a dedicated progression rank, permanent character traits, and a seriously hardcore survival loop, DMZ 1.0 is shaping up to be exactly what Extraction fans have been begging for. We are tracking every single piece of intel right here in this explainer series, so make sure you stay tuned for more tactical breakdowns.